Hey guys, welcome to another movie review. As you might have guessed from the background image, I'm going to talk about the new RoboCop movie. Yes, another reboot in the RoboCop franchise. Before I start this review, I want to make something clear. This review is going to be absolutely 100% spoiler free. So if you haven't watched the movie, don't worry, I won't spoil it for you. One of the things I'm going to try to keep it simple. I'm going to try not to take too long. So I better get to it. Well, the movie was good and nothing else. It wasn't great. It wasn't awesome. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. So if you're trying to compare it to the original classics, don't, because there's no comparison. In my personal opinion, I prefer the original classics. And actually, before I went to see this movie, which was on Saturday, Friday night, I started watching the first two RoboCop movies to compare, and well, there's no comparison. Seriously, the visual effects might be better now, and whatever you want, but if I had to choose, I'd stay with the original classic. There's some good things about this movie, which I'll get to in a minute, but there are some other things that I didn't really like. First off, the fact that they gave him just one prosthetic hand instead of two. I don't see much of a point to it. It looks weird, the whole battle suit or whatever, and just the regular hand standing out. It just doesn't work for me. I didn't like that they changed the origin of the character. Basically, this movie is the director's take on RoboCop, so it's got nothing to do with the original classics. They have some nods to them, but not. How can I say this? It's not as good as the original classics. There's no point of comparison or anything. Onto the good things. Joel Kinnaman, I think, makes a really good RoboCop. I like him as the character. I think he portrays him really well. I don't mind the fact that the suit is black. I would prefer the classic version, but I don't mind it as long as it has two cybernetic hands instead of just one. It's cool with me. One of the things that I really liked, and it was my favorite aspect of this movie, is in the first three films we see RoboCop drive a police car most of the times, and in this one, the new movie, on the other hand, we see him ride a motorcycle, which I think works better, much better for this particular character. Maybe it's because of the get-up, the armor, or whatever, but I've always pictured RoboCop riding a motorcycle instead of a police car. So that's one thing I really liked about it. Even though, and let's face it, the motorcycle looks really cool. So yeah, one other good thing: Sam Jackson was great. Gary Oldman was great. Aimee Garcia was awesome, who plays J. Kim. Michael Keaton was awesome. I haven't seen him in a long time in a movie, so it's always great to see Mr. Michael Keaton on screen. Now onto the downsides. There's no Auto 9 in this film. For those of you who don't know, the Auto 9 is this little handgun right here, the one that's moving. This is RoboCop's trademark and standard issue handgun. We got none of that. Instead, we got an SMG, which is this one right here, and another long handgun, which it doesn't show here, but it's supposed to be used to tase people. It's non-lethal. So RoboCop, I think, kills most of the criminals and most of the times. So, and that has to do with the rating. I understand the first movies were rated R and this one's rated PG-13. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't mind the rating, whether it's R or PG-13, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, this movie is not as gory or as hardcore as the first three films. But that's not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. It depends. It totally depends on your interpretation. and how you want to look at it. Another con, Abby Cornish's character, I found her too bland, too one-sided, too gray. She didn't express anything. She didn't make me feel anything. In terms of drama or anything, she's really good looking. I give her that. She's awesome, but in this case, I didn't feel her character to be more than just a part of the plot. And if I'm not mistaken, in the first 3 films, we didn't see RoboCop's family as, or should I say, Alex Murphy's family as an important part of the plot. They were there, but just like as some aspect of the plot, which wasn't the most important part of it. But well, what can you do? Another downside is here we see him fight OCP's robots most of the time instead of real criminals. That I didn't like. I would have rather see him fighting criminals, detaining them or shooting them or whatever, instead of robots. But well, what can you do? I forgot his name. Most of you are going to kill me, but I'm sorry. The guy who plays Rorschach in Watchmen, he's in there too. He's awesome. He plays Maddox. He's really, really awesome. I always like to see him on screen. He's made a lot of good roles. I'm going to type his name in an annotation in the video or whatever. So this is basically it. My recommendation is go watch the movie, but don't compare it to the first 3 films. In fact, leave all your not your expectations. Leave all your knowledge about RoboCop at home when you go see this movie. Think of it as the first RoboCop film for the millennium. Imagine that the previous 3 films didn't exist, just for the duration of this movie. After that, well, then you can compare or anything. But if you go with the mentality that they can't compare, well, you're going to be greatly disappointed because they can't. They cannot be compared. So go watch it. Just that. Go watch it. Thanks for watching this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you again soon. Until next time, take care, and may the Force be with us all. Later.